just make sure this is working here. Alright. I think... There we go. Okay. Is this thing working? I think it is. Seems like it's working. Alright. Hope this microphone is working as well. Government budget has been pretty low lately, so you never really know. But, okay. So, this is Cyrus, traveler number 777. I am reporting in on the results of my first journey to universe number 1992. That's 1992. In district 749. That's 749. I will be recording my findings via an auditory recording, as well as a physical copy that I will be signing off on. Just to detail the different things I have noticed in this universe that I visited, I have spent approximately 3 months here, and I am quite exhausted, actually, to be honest. Not in a bad way, but it's just between the 3 months that I've spent here and then, that extra 1 month where I was testing and trying out for the position of a traveler, to qualify as a traveler. So being away from my family for this extended period of time is mentally draining. Of course, I can't communicate with them in any way. I can only communicate with the government, so it's mentally takes a lot out of you. But, yeah, I will be recording my findings. Auditory, I will write my findings down, and I will also type them into the computer here in my ship, so that I may be able to instantly transmit the information. So I will be taking the information down 3 ways to ensure that none of the information is compromised, nor destroyed, nor altered. So this is my safety net. But yeah, I'm sitting here in my ship. I am waiting for my ship to reach optimal power so that I may travel to my next destination. So I have some downtime, and I will be using that wisely. So let's begin. Okay, so just flip to an open page so that I may record my thoughts. It's been quite a journey for me. I have my computer open as well, and I will be, as I said, recording it on my supercomputer as well, so that I may transport this information back. So, this is mission number 1. Where do I even begin? A lot. There's a lot for me to go over. Mission number 1. Okay. Mission number 1. So the timeline was roughly the same up until a certain point. And what I mean by that is history was exactly the same up until a very crucial point in our time. That is, in the year 2000, the election between George W. Bush and Al Gore turned out drastically different. Election. George W. Bush. George W. Bush and Al Gore. Drastically different. Al Gore won the election and became the President of the United States. One election. President of the United States. But it gets a little crazier than that, actually. In addition to this, and this is just me studying the history. I'm not stating a political opinion one way or the other, but it would seem that by having Al Gore elected as president, we were able to avert 9/11 altogether, because I was looking through the history books for September 11th, 2001. I couldn't find it. There was no date of September 11th recorded. Nothing historical happened on that day, which to me means that it effectively was avoided. Upon further research, I discovered that, yes, Al Gore took measures to prevent the crisis in the Middle East, which 9/11 was part of that, so it did not occur. Instead, what ended up happening is a series of grassroots efforts in the Middle East to create a peace treaty between the United States and the Middle East. So Al Gore managed to avert crisis in Middle East, avoided 9/11 altogether. And created peace in the Middle East. All in the span of a couple of years. By 2005, everything was perfectly amicable, I should say. Perfectly amicable, and 9/11 averted. Fast forward a couple of years, Obama became president, so that did not change. He was president for the next 8 years. So Obama presidency remains the same. Defeated John McCain, so that remained unchanged. Of course, minus the entire Middle East aspect of the political debates. Everything else kind of was more or less the same. And then it would seem the 2016 election was drastically different from the one that we have come to know. First important point that I would like to write down here is that Donald J. Trump did not enter the race. It would seem in this universe he had no interest in it. I'm not sure why. I don't really understand the connection between Al Gore averting 9/11, I guess, in a way, because 9/11 was averted. Trump was less interested in the political situation. Still doesn't like Obama very much, but he seems to be perfectly content with maintaining his role in real estate and his show The Apprentice. So he did not enter the election, and because of that, Ted Cruz was able to secure the Republican nomination. political race in 2016, Ted Cruz secured presidential Republican nomination. In addition to this, Bernie Sanders defeated not only Hillary Clinton, but he also managed to defeat Ted Cruz to become the president of the United States. And with this, he has implemented a variety of social programs to help the poor, the needy, and those who need assistance from the government. Currently, he is in a locked battle with the Republicans to see if he can implement universal basic income as a sort of a pilot program to see how it would turn out, whether it would work or not. This has not yet been decided, but this is sort of a, I think, important piece of information that I would like the government to take note of, and I think I should return to this universe to keep track on how the universal basic income program works out, to see if it does in fact lift people out of poverty and create more entrepreneurs, and see and that way we can implement it in our world as well. It depends, we'll see. We don't know yet. Yeah, Bernie Sanders is in the process of doing that in this universe. There is peace around the globe, and it would seem that this world, this universe in general, is far superior to ours in many, many ways. There is a global effort to prevent global warming. A huge environmentalist effort is taking place around the world to ensure that we reduce our CO2 emissions and that we prevent the human race from making the world basically self-implode on itself. So every country has pretty much signed off on this, and it's agreed that global warming is a real threat, and both the Democrats and the Republicans accept this as a fact, which is a very stark difference between this world and ours. The Democrats and the Republicans agree on a lot more than they do in our world. So it would seem that the chain of effects seems to have been set in motion after Al Gore became president. I would think that 9/11 being averted was a big factor in everything that comes later on. Of course, I checked out the airports too, and security is not anything like it is in our world. So it is self-evident of the impact that 9/11 had on everything that came after. So yeah, there's that. And also, this is a little funny, but also worth mentioning, I think, and that is, in this world, and I found this out the hard way, green means stop and red means go. Green equals stop, red means go. Not really that important, I don't think, but I don't really understand why, but yeah, I almost got hit by a car because, I was walking right into traffic, to which I was immediately told, "Hey, asshole, you're on a green light here." So, green means stop, red means go. I know that now. Figured that out the hard way. I'm trying to decipher what else is currently different that I may have picked up. And another thing I should mention is that immigration in the United States is not a huge political topic for debate, obviously. As mentioned, I think this is sort of the cornerstone here. The fear of foreigners seems to be non-existent because of everything that's happened, or everything that's been avoided, I should say. So, immigration is a welcomed event in the United States now, in this world. People come over, and yeah, this is a large part of this is because Bernie Sanders has implemented free college tuition, free college across the board. So this has attracted a large number of people from around the world, international students that are coming here to pursue their dreams and to be able to make something of themselves. The United States is actually the only, or one of the only countries that has 100% free tuition for all levels of education, whether it be associate's degree, bachelor's degree, or master's degree. Corporate greed as well has been cut down on, as Bernie promised. So corporations are being held responsible. They're paying their fair share in taxes. The poor are paying less in taxes, and the rich are paying more in taxes. And all kinds of social programs for minorities and women are taking place as well, to ensure that everyone has an equal opportunity in this society. And it seems to be working based on what I read from the data. The poverty rate has dropped an astounding 20% since Bernie took office. He's been in office for 2 years thus far. I fail to see anything in this universe that is a negative. It would seem that this is quite literally a utopia. It would seem that this universe is quite literally a utopia of sorts. Currently, the next initiative for the United States is to take Kim Jong-un out of power. That remained the same with North Korea. He rose to power, but he doesn't nearly have the stranglehold that he does in our world. Mostly because there is a much more free exchange of information in this universe. So, Kim Jong-un is constantly dealing with rebellions from the North Korean people. There is a resistance that has formed, and they are actively recruiting people to fight against his militia. So it's similar, but also different in the sense that there's an actual resistance taking place. I am not entirely sure what the cause of this is, why North Korea is different in this world compared to ours. I don't know the political connection there. I don't know enough about North Korea and its history to say for sure. But what I can say is that this is definitely a positive and an improvement compared to our world. I do think more studying will be needed to figure this out, but it's definitely a good thing. And I don't see any negatives to rebellion. I'm just yeah. I'm trying to see if there's anything else I might have missed. Oh yeah. Right, of course, how could I forget this? Elon Musk is developing that's another thing I should have mentioned, and that is, once again, we go back to this cornerstone. Because 9/11 was averted, we spent a lot less energy on foreign relations, being involved in foreign countries. We spent a lot less budget on that, and a lot more budget on space exploration, space travel, and researching other galaxies, distant galaxies, and the solar system, and things like this. And, of course, more budget was put into NASA. Of course, Elon Musk is not, he is creating his own initiative, but he has the support of NASA and the government, so they are working together to create a mission where 7 astronauts will actually try to visit Mars and search for any signs of life, any signs of life that may have existed but no longer does. And it's a very exciting development. It would seem, though, that they are, I'm not sure of this exactly, but it would seem that they are trying to discover possibly any sort of key that would lead them to unlock parallel universe travel, much like the government in our world. And it's interesting that this government has not figured it out yet when ours has. It would seem that they are far more advanced than us, but it seems that this is something that they've completely passed by, but they are seemingly moving closer to it. I don't think that Mars will answer that question for them, but I'm not entirely sure how our government figured this out, so I don't know. Whatever they did, it could have been something to do with Mars for all I know, but I don't actually know that for sure. But yeah, it's been an interesting 3 months here. I've talked to some people, and happiness overall seems to be much, much, much higher here than it is in our world. Of course, there's less poverty, there's less starvation, there's less struggle in general. The world, just everyone gets along better. Everyone's happier. The world is more peaceful. There's less segregation, less violence, less prejudice, less bigotry, and to be quite frankly honest, if it wasn't for my family, I would probably stay here. Of course, in relation to my condition, no cure. I looked everywhere, checked all sorts of pharmacies, did research online, looked up different pharmaceutical companies to see if maybe they're working on something to cure my rare condition, but nothing. It would seem that my condition does not even exist in this universe, so it is of little benefit to me personally being here. But I have collected a sufficient amount of research that will hopefully be of use to the government. I think there's a lot that we can take from this universe and how we can make our world a better place for everybody. There's a lot we can learn. Learning from our mistakes is important, but learning from the success of others is also important, I think. And I only hope and trust that the government will take this information and use it wisely. But yeah, this has been my report on my first journey. Send. Okay. Okay. I will make sure that I keep this safe so that I may have a record of it, and yeah, I will also make sure shortly after I finish this recording. Hopefully everything gets transmitted properly. It seems my ship is almost 100% charged and ready to go. Oh yeah, one more thing that I forgot to mention. I probably shouldn't have sent that piece of information yet, but this video will hopefully be enough to bring this point up, and that is this universe has effectively moved completely on electricity. We've moved from fuel, gas-powered cars to electric-powered cars. The majority of people on this planet drive electric cars, and we use solar-powered energy, I suppose. I should have mentioned this back when I was talking about the environmentalist efforts, but it's been a long 3 months and I'm very tired. And I miss my family, so I glossed over that fact. But hopefully my pay is not cut for this omission. So this has been my report. I am Cyrus Traveler number 777. Thank you for viewing my report. I look forward to updating on any further developments in this universe and others. Signing off.